Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Well, in today's video we have a bit of a review for you, but also to show you actually how these things operate. We have a 1 to 8 cell Lipo lithium-ion battery tester. It also tests other batteries as well. It tells you right on the back. Used for 1 to 8 cells, Lipo lithium-ion, LM, N, and Lipo batteries. So it does a wide variety. It has dual horns on it, which are really loud. Has a programmable button, so you can program your own cutoff voltage depending on the RC toy that you're playing with, where you want that voltage to actually cut off at. Now with Lipo batteries, you're not allowed to let them drop below 3 volts per cell. Otherwise you can either reverse the polarity, you can fry them. The chances of being able to actually recover one is very, very slim. So you don't want to let that voltage drop too low, and not all RC toys have their own built-in cutoff system to protect the battery. One thing I did actually find out today was that my UDI quadcopter, this is one of the ones we sell, but this is my own personal one, actually does have a safety limit, and so we're going to show you that right now. I'm going to hook this up, and its safety limit is set at 3.8 volts. So we've got about 3.82 volts left in this single cell battery, and so we still got plenty there for safety purposes, recharging, rebalancing. Now single cell batteries usually charge at about 4.2 volts by the time they're done their charge cycle. Okay, and this one's 240 milliamps at a 25C discharge rate. And these are, like I said, they're for the UDI quadcopter. And I actually have 2 of them that come with the quads, and so I just rotate them as I go and then recharge them after they're cooled off. Now, as far as, and you notice that didn't chirp. It won't chirp on single cell, and you can't hook this into a single cell battery RC toy very easily. Not without making an adapter, and that could be a pain in the neck, and it's still not going to chirp anyway, so there's really no point to it. Now, with the lithium ion, we have a 3 cell here. This is a lithium-ion battery, balance connector, and it will chirp. And it's going to be pretty loud going off once you get to that limit where you set the voltage at. Now you'll notice that these cells are a little out of balance. This battery was charged several months ago and has been sitting on the shelf ever since. Now this battery itself has only actually had 3 cycles, and that was it. So it's only been recharged 3 times. In its life, so it was, used in the helicopter, and recharged, etc. Its total voltage right now is sitting at about 12.3 volts. Now, as far as the cutoff goes, you'll see there's a little tiny button on the top here. Just push it. 3.5 volts. Okay. Let's set it at 3.8 volts per cell. Now we'll unplug it, and we'll plug it back in. Still at 3.8 volts. So it remembers, it has a memory. So whatever you set it at, that's what it's going to remember for that battery. Okay, now once you change that setting, of course, it doesn't remember anymore, except for it remembers the new setting. So even on the same battery. Now, the lowest cutoff this thing actually allows, you can turn it right off, but the lowest cutoff you can actually pull off is 2.7 volts. Now, there may be batteries that can handle that, but Lipo batteries are said to not be able to drop below 3 volts per cell, or you can reverse the polarity or just plain out kill them. Okay, so not a good plan to drop them down that low. So I would probably set, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, 3.0, 3.10, 3.20. Now, probably in my big Challenger boat, my Lighthawk, I'd set it at 3.3 volts per cell, which still gives me lots of room left to get back to shore, and it'll probably be a little bit lower than that, obviously, because it goes off at 3.3. As long as I don't drop below the 3, my battery will be fine, and I won't damage the battery. Okay, if you want a little bit more of a safety shell, set it at 3.5 or 3.6 volts per cell. So 3.60, 0.60 is 0.6 of a volt. Okay. So it's just a little over half a volt. Now per cell added up, that's about 1.8 volts total above. So that's still really good when you do the math out later. So that's still within good safety margins. Now this depends on your driving style too, obviously. So, you know, but at that voltage range at 3.6, I find that's reasonable. I've actually tested my batteries after playing with my big boat, and found that I still had about 3.7 to 3.8 volts left per cell, and that was before I got this thing. Now that I have this, I can hook this into the boat, the alarm goes off, I don't have to time anything anymore, other than for maybe timing purposes for different batteries I use to see how much playtime I'm getting on each battery. Because I want to maximize my playtime, have a lot of fun, still be able to drive like a maniac, chew up that battery, and still get back to shore safely, okay? So these are really super handy for boats, helicopters, anything with wheels, okay? So, pretty handy. But they will not chirp on a single cell, so they're kind of useless for a single cell other than testing purposes and monitoring your battery health. Okay, now this is another battery that was charged a while back, and the only thing it ever got tested on was testing a light bulb, an LED bulb. Actually it was this one, a couple of times, just messing around. And so it's been a long time since this one is actually on the charger. And we're sitting at 4.18 volts. Now these cells usually charge to about 4.2 volts per cell, okay, when you're talking Lipo batteries, etc. So 4.18, it's been a long time since it's been on the charger. I know for a fact because I used this exact battery in an RC helicopter. I put this thing through a lot of cycles, and you know, it's still really a healthy battery. It's a very good healthy battery still. So, but you know, best bang for your buck. Now I sell these in my shop for 10 bucks, you know, which I think is pretty reasonable. They're the best I found so far out there on the market. There's a lot of different kind of battery testers and alarms and stuff, but this is the only one I found so far that I can program with a cutoff. The other models I've seen, they had a dual horn system, but no programmability whatsoever. Didn't really tell you much. LED lights don't mean squat to me, you know. I want to see the reading here, and I want to hear the audible tone of this thing going off when I reach my critical voltage that I set up, okay? Because the other ones would probably have their own type of setup, and that would not be the world's greatest in some cases. So I think programmability is the best way to go with these. Having a programmable version, dual horns, full display. Now it is covered really nicely with some heat shrink. It doesn't really waterproof it per se. A little bit of water resistance there for sure, but it doesn't waterproof it. If you're going to use this in a boat, you're going to want to put it into a Ziploc bag and then seal it up and seal around the bag and the wires so that it keeps the water out. And you'll still hear this thing go off. So, but otherwise, really decent. It covers a wide variety of batteries. Lipo, lithium ion, LMN, and Lipo. So it covers those varieties from 1 cell to 8 cell. It tells you your polarity is negative over here, positive on this side, so when you're holding it this way, your negative is over here. So negative wire. Okay, now if you accidentally hook this thing up backwards, I'm going to show you, it's not going to do anything. So hook it around the right way. So it has a protection circuit, so if you do hook it up backwards, you're not going to toast it, which is a very, very nice safety feature. I really like that. So that's actually pretty handy, because usually when you reverse the polarity, especially when you got 12 volts going through something like that, you'd think you'd fry it, but it's got a protection circuit in it to prevent you from damaging the unit. So that actually makes sense to have that protection as well. So I mean, overall, I mean, you guys know I can't do stuff for like 5 out of 5 ratings, but I'd give this like 4 3/4 and a half, you know, type of thing. It's damn near perfect. It's a wonderful gizmo. It's very small, it's very loud, it does the job it says it's going to do, and works rather well. Very happy with that. What more can I tell you? So if you have any questions, comments, whatever, feel free. If you're looking to buy one of these things, you can buy them anywhere you want online, or if you want to buy one from me, check the description in this video for the link to our website. We've got 4 more of them in stock right now. You know, and anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.